Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you have never seen one of my videos before, my name is Melisa Rodriguez. I am a third year medical student. I started this channel a while ago with the purpose of helping out people get into medical school, doing all of the application tips, and then it went into being more of like a lifestyle blog and sharing my experience through medical school. It was something I really enjoyed, but then when third year of medical school started, I completely stopped doing videos and I want to, talk about it. I think I'm finally ready to come back and I have so many ideas and so many things I want to share. It used to be an activity that I really enjoyed. I enjoyed getting the feedback from you guys and really feeling useful in the sense of like that I'm helping people through a difficult process. And we all empathize, all the people that want to do medical school or pharmacy school, something like that related that it requires a lot of effort and discipline. We all kind of like empathize with this whole process. So I wanted to come back and talk about what has been this past year for me. I have been recording videos, so it's not like I haven't been using the camera at all. I have some recorded videos, it's just I haven't had time to even edit them. So yeah, this third year has been the hardest. I don't want to say the hardest time in my life, but it's definitely has been the hardest in my career mainly because of the structure of the days during clinical clerkships. So I started my third year with OBGYN, then I did pediatrics, and then I did psychiatry. And some of them I enjoyed more than others. Like, for example, I really enjoyed pediatrics, and I actually recorded some videos while I was in pediatrics and also for psych, but I never got to edit them because it was mainly, it differs from rotation to rotation, but for example, for OBGYN, I was starting and I think I recorded a little bit of the beginning outpatient time, but then when I went into the hospital, it's kind of like a structure that you feel like a robot. So you start at 6 a.m. on average, if not earlier. You have to be there at 6 a.m. and then you get out on average 6 p.m. 7, depending if they have like a surgery that lasted long. One day I stayed there until like 9 p.m. But on average we will get out at 6 and you drive home, you get home like at 7 or 6 something, and then I'm exhausted. I kind of just want to sleep. That's what used to happen to me. I didn't like go straight into working or straight into doing some other things. I just changed into other clothing, washed my face, and then went to bed and I will just fall asleep for like 2 hours and wake up. And then when I woke up, I needed to cook, I needed to shower, and by that time it was already 8 p.m. So I kind of was left with like maximum an hour and a half to study. And you do have to study. That's the thing about third year. You go into clinical and you work, because basically as a medical student you do a lot. You are able to see patients on your own, think through a differential, work with your team on how to really see patients and help out the team as best as you can. So it's kind of work. You are standing and you are moving around, and then when you get home you have to study because there's shelf exams and standard exams that you have to take, and I'll talk about shelf exams in a different video. But yes, we have to pass those and we have to do good clinically. There's also assignments we are supposed to do, so it's not only learning, but there is assignments that our school requires us to complete, like write-ups and other school-specific assignments. So it's been complicated to even record, and whenever I record I never edit them, and it was like a rolling thing. I want to talk about how to deal with certain things in third year specifically, because I was like just knocked in different places, and I didn't have those expectations, and I quickly learned what it is to be a little bit pushed, you know, to my limits. So yeah, if you're interested, just keep watching this video and I'll just talk about a little bit of that. So during that time that I was starting rotations, I started with, like I said, one of the most difficult ones, with it, which is OBGYN. My acne was going crazy. I didn't feel like filming anymore because I looked crazy. I didn't have a workout routine. I stopped working out, especially in my internal medicine rotation, which was the last one that I did. It was very hectic, so I stopped working out. And then in the weekends I went to see family because I live close, so I always drove to see my family. And then I also kind of, you know, gave my time to the wrong people a little bit during this year. So it was all a mixture of things, and time management errors. In a sense, it helped me grow, it helped me face things, it helped me fall and then learn how to recover from falling. Multiple things happening at the same time, which is what makes you say, oh, this is a very hard time. This is not only one thing happening, but multiple negative things happening, and dealing with that is what I think makes me learn and makes me grow. I understand that, you know, the process of becoming a physician is not easy, and I really felt this year that I was becoming a physician, I dealt with a lot of interesting and challenging cases, but at the same time I felt really pushed. I really felt, I feel like repetitive, I felt like a robot. Also dealing with different personalities. So whenever you go from rotation to another rotation, you could encounter, I hope you don't, but you could encounter very difficult people. As a medical student, you're kind of like the lower of the hierarchy. It's a hierarchy, right? But there's the medical student at the bottom, then there's the residents, or like the first year resident, the senior resident, and then the attendings. And when you're working with only an attending, they're above you, and you kind of have to balance being nice and engaging and happy. Like, you know, my mood, if you've been seeing me for a while, I am very expressive, and for the most part I'm positive. I'm in a positive mood, but you kind of have to like match to who you're working with. Especially now, I'm like getting prepared for surgery, which is the last one that I'm doing. Well, I have a few other electives, but for the main core rotations, I have surgery left to do. And I know surgeons are quieter and they don't like, you know, too many questions to be asked, so I'm kind of getting ready for that already. But it could happen in any of your rotations. People can be really stiff, people can misunderstand you. So it kind of, you need to balance it out and ask for feedback, and sometimes they won't give you feedback and they'll put it in writing in your actual evaluation, and you're like faced with this disappointment in some sense, because you're in person asking for feedback, but some people don't give it to you in person for you to come the next day with a better approach. But no, they wait until the end and then put it on the evaluations in writing, so you will have to deal with that. And I started, you know, letting that affect me a lot, and letting people affect me, like not only medical people but other people in my life. This is like becoming life advice right now, but if something is gonna affect you, let it affect you for 5 minutes and then blow it off, and, you know, take it out of your mind, focus on something else, because it's gonna take up your energy, it's gonna put you in a bad mood, it's gonna take up your time, which is, I've learned, is like one of our most important assets. So yeah, just focus on yourself. See the people that are going to encourage you. If someone is giving you more negative than positive, get them out. You don't need them. We often think that we need people that we actually don't. So yeah, to all the doctors training medical students, please don't be that way. I know I had amazing attendings and nurses and senior residents that I worked with that are my inspiration, and they never did this. But to those of you that do, and that sometimes don't treat medical students the best way, just remember those future doctors, like we say, are going to be the doctors of your children in the future. So train them well when you have the opportunity. If you see that a student is engaging and it's really interesting in getting better in their skills, please help them out, teach them, give them the opportunity to do the patient interview, come up with a plan. Another thing that I have been learning how to do, especially during my internal medicine rotation. Internal medicine has been one of my favorites, and I'm gonna talk about all of that in another video. But during internal medicine rotation, I was just doing rounds and other things were happening to me at the same time. I was receiving feedback from the other rotations, and I had to kind of swallow my feelings. Or if you have something going on with anyone or something that's negatively affecting you, you have to swallow your feelings. When you are on rounds discussing a patient, getting ready to see a patient, in the room with a patient, your priority is the patient. This is medicine. This is being a physician. Your feelings don't matter at that time. You're focused on how to improve the health of this individual, and that's it. So that I am proud of myself for doing in internal medicine rotation. That was happening to me. I had a lot of things going on outside of the rotation, but I had to kind of like swallow it and focus on the patient I was taking care of at that day, and really focusing on becoming a physician, focusing on my education. Education is the most important. Learning as much as possible is the most important part of third year, and I think the rest of the years coming will be the same, because I'm going into the fourth year and then intern year. All of those will be learning heavy years for me, and it's gonna be all about that. Another thing is I was missing out on friends and family gatherings sometimes, mostly friends gatherings, because I put my family as a priority a lot during this year as well. Mainly friends gatherings, and it's okay. If they're real friends, they're gonna be understanding, and they're going to keep being the same with you. They're not gonna change just because you missed a few gatherings, Yeah, that's it. And then my resolutions from this hard time, like I call it, I had a few setbacks and some positives as well. So I'm really thankful for, first of all, for being in medical school, for being in this country. When I think about other medical students in other countries that are going through even harder curriculums and barriers to get their education that are outside of what I have been going through, I'm really thankful for what I have, the lifestyle that I'm able to have. At the same time, also something that I learned this year is put yourself as a priority, put self-care as a priority, so that you can be more energized, so that you can be more feeling like yourself. Like right now is when I feel like myself the most. That's why I am filming for you guys. So it all feeds to your movement and to your way of being. If I wasn't feeling good today, I was not gonna be able to film this video for you guys. So focus on your well-being, and then you can love other people, and then you can do things for other people, and then you can be a physician or a medical student or someone that takes care of others. So yeah, this year is gonna be exciting. I'm going to really try to put in my full potential, record videos. This is application year for me, so I have to do the best that I can in that. I'm applying for scholarships. I'm finishing my clerkships. I'm studying for step 2 CK, which is a huge exam that I have to, you know, plan out for. And all of these I'm gonna be sharing through this channel, so if you're interested in all of that, please make sure to subscribe, give me a like, give me your comments, all that you have to say about all of these topics that I have covered. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.